So join me on midweek open again today. And I've drawn peg 3 on Alders. You see spinners are on up there, and I think it's going to be a bit of a difficult day. I reckon we'll have to wait an hour or so for his first bite, and then hopefully we'll get a few bites, better fish, and we'll just see how we get on. Got a couple of good people in my section. Got Carl on 12, Danny on 9, but it's one of them. Cold, ice on water, but we'll see how we get on. You can see we've still got a bit of ice there in edges. Got the essential heater on the go. It's going to keep my hands warm so I can put my bait on. Come round and then we've got a lovely bait here. So I get more questions about this heater than anything else. It's literally just a bivvy heater from Amazon. Type in bivvy heater on Amazon. I've had it years and obviously it does a really good job. So you join me just over an hour in now and I've literally just started getting bites. It took me 45-50 minutes to get my first bite, which I thought it would anyway. Obviously water's gin clear. Ice is just about melted now as well. I've got a bit of sheet of ice down this edge and odd bits right to island still, but it is melting, so it is getting a little bit warmer. Obviously still freezing. The heater's doing a great job. But like I say, we've just started getting odd little bite and odd indication. Just where I've fed a little nugget of ground bait out here and just sprinkling a few maggots in through this toss pot, just so it's nice, dead accurate. Obviously it's freezing cold. Oh, there we go, I've got a little one there, and I want to keep everything quite nice and tight. I think it'll help today. I don't want to be spreading bait everywhere. To keep them nice tight and just keep it all going down the same hole. We'll fire maggots to island and spread them about a bit there, but down that middle, keep it all nice and tight. Looks like a little fish. Yeah, not the fish we wanted, but I'm happy just getting bites at the minute. Not much being caught, but it's one of them. Just keep plodding away. There is some decent stamp fish that live down this end for some reason. I've seen them catch odd little fish up in peg 9 and 12. You know, Danny's caught a few. He had quite a good start, to be fair, but they just look small fish. I'm hoping I can pick off the odd better one down here. Same as what we've done before. I'm just laying my rigging over where I put that little bit of ground bait and just holding on to it. Just tapping pole, tapping odd maggot out. You can just see them drop. Literally 4 or 5 maggots or so, not a lot. They come out quite slow, so it's quite nice. You don't have to feed every time. Just fill my little toss pot up whenever it runs out, and it can last me ages. Sort of determine how many I feed by. I'll turn it over and tap it a few times, tap a couple of maggots out, turn it back, and they stay. And guide an indication then. Just relay that rig in and hold on to it. So I've been firing a few maggots just towards island and down that edge. So with them down that edge, I don't know if I'll end up down there or not. Might keep trickling maggots in. If I need to try it, I will. I just keep trickling them in to the island as well. I think I will catch later on to the island, but for now I'm just getting odd bites here in open water. It's not hectic, but I didn't think it would be. I reckon a bit later on we'll probably get a run of fish once it warms up a couple of degrees and they get confident on them maggots. I reckon they'll be up for a bit of a chew then, but for now it's just about being patient, sat waiting, knowing that your rig's presented. There's fish in area. I keep getting the odd little indication, so I know there's odd fish about. There we go. Seems like a bit of a better fish. Just take my time, make them all count. Elastic, number 3 solid, for those that keep asking. Solid 3 original Prestons. Great for this. You don't want your fish to splash when you hook them, so it's good when you hook into them. Elastic comes out, sets your hook, and either a bit funny, they do like a squiggle turning water, but it just absorbs all the lunges and it's brilliant for this sort of fishing. Be surprised what you can get in. Hook a few carp and get them in no problem. we go, he's just coming now, he's just hanging back behind. Not a bad fish. There we go. As you can tell, I'm happy with him. Hopefully there's a few more where he came from. Nice surprise. Like I say, these odd big one that lives down here, to be honest. So I won't be surprised if we do get another couple of them, but it's a more than welcome fish of that size. So I am just feeding a little bit of bait on this right hand line. So I've got 2 lines out here. I'm just literally tapping a few maggots out on that line, and then I'll leave it, move back over to my line where I've just caught my fish off. Seems to be the better line. I've caught more fish on this one than the other one, but if they do move or back off, it just means that I've got another place to go in this open water. I'm just tapping a few maggots in again, exactly the same as what I did before. 4, 5, 6 maggots. You can see them when they hit the water, so they're quite easy to count, and then just lay my rigging over the top. As always, just keep firing them maggots in. Like I said, I'm not firing them on this line. I want to keep it nice and tight, but I will fire a few in down that edge and a few into island. I think they'll patrol the island a bit more, so I'm not too bothered about keeping it dead accurate over there. Obviously when you're fishing 16, 17 metres, they do spread out a little bit more than what they do when you're fishing 14. Not too much you can do about that, but they're in the general area, so that's good enough. Keep them rooting around. There we go. As I say, it's quite nice and steady now. It's not hectic, it's not drop it in, float under, fish on, but they are starting to come a bit quicker than what they were before, so quite enjoying it. Bites to be had. That's all you can ask when it's this time of year and this cold with ice on water. It's a lovely, lovely fish anyway. Quality's definitely got better. There we go. I'm just going to have a quick look down this edge. A bit harder to see my float now in open water because of that ripple, and it's died down a little bit, so I'm going to have a quick check down this edge. I'm not going to give it long. Been flicking maggots down there, and I know it has produced fish in the past, but it's the first time I've ever been on this peg, to be honest, so it's just all about feeling your way in and going off what you've learnt off other people, as well as obviously trialling it for yourself. It's not doing any harm flicking maggots in down here, and I could catch a few. I think that was a little indication then. But it's one of them, I'll keep flicking even if I don't get out, I'll keep flicking maggots, because I could go and have a decent run down here, and it's not doing any harm to me other lines, so I just keep plodding away. I won't give it too long without a fish though, because I know I can go on my other lines and catch. But sometimes it's just as important to rest my other lines, let the fish congregate back in that area, than what it is to just go and clatter them. It's always good if you can catch on other lines while you're resting, obviously. Saves having blank spells. But I don't see much else happening down here, to be honest. I'll give it another couple of minutes. I didn't end up catching out down that edge, but I've just gone out now and had a couple of fish just at the corner of this island. That's where I've been flicking them maggots out. I've just flicked a couple of maggots now. Gone all the way across there. Just literally laying me rigging and holding on to it. It's got a little pot on with a couple of maggots in as well. So there's some fishing area, but then you've got a nice concentrated little pile of maggots over where my float is. That's it, I've just had a couple of fish off this. It's a good sign that there's a few fish to be caught to that island. So it's not a hectic day, but I have had some better fish. I've caught another couple of big fish down the middle as well. I've had a few better fish down there, or decent eyed, a skimmer, and then just some roach as well. It's been quite a nice day, to be honest. Cold one, but with that heater on I've been alright. Got all proper gear. This Celsius bib and brace has made a difference as well. Keeps me nice and toasty. Maybe that's another one on now. All about just taking my time, there's no rush. Been having a look up to my left and they're catching up there, but I'd like to think that I'm ahead. But it only takes a couple of big fish and that's it. Do another right. So there we go, I've just put single maggot on again. Just gonna catty some maggots out into that bay. Just a couple of pouches, let them have it. And then I've put some maggots in my little pot. Just capped it off with a little bit of ground bait. That's just to stop them bouncing out. So there's probably 7 or 8 maggots in there with a little bit of ground bait, just capped off. Go to corner of island, so I've been flicking my maggots into the bay. Odd one goes to corner of island, but then I've been concentrating my little pile of maggots on corner. Just laying my rigging and holding on to it just so it falls through water nice and slow. Oh, there we go. That's what we like when there's a few lined up. They've literally just fallen through water. It's just watched it, and as soon as it just about touched bottom, little dink on float. Fish on. Another nice little hide there. Exactly the same as what I've just done, so I just catty some maggots to island. Single maggot on. Fill my toss pot up with half a dozen, 10 maggots. Put a little bit of ground bait in, stop them bouncing out, and straight back to the corner of that island. Repeat the process, so I'm going to lay my rig in, turn the pole over and tap my little bit of maggot in, and then hold on to my float. And hopefully get one as quick as what I did last time. Not normally that quick, to be honest, but it can be when there's a few there. Missed that bite then. Just literally lay my rig back in, hold on to it while it falls through water, and wait for the next one. Lovely days fishing when it's like this. All that ice has gone now. Seems to have warmed up a little bit, to be honest. I know I've got my heater on, but I can feel my fingers, no problem. There we go, there's another one. Keep coming as steady as this, I think we'll end up. We'll do alright. Just take my time, bring it back a bit at a time. Guide it away. Got to be careful not to pull back too fast because they come to the top and splash, and that's when they're more likely to come off. You want them to stay down. But he's coming. This feels like another half decent eye, to be honest. There we go. There's a nice one. There we go, just firing my maggots again. I know it's all repetitive, but it seems to be working. Whenever you're in a rhythm like this, it's always best thing. So I get in a rhythm, obviously, land my fish, change my maggot, put my maggots in my little pot, cap it off with my ground bait, put my top kit on and ship out a little bit, fire my maggots across, and then time I ship out, obviously the maggots take a while to fall through water, so when I lay my rigging and lay the maggots through, it sort of catches up with them in my eyes, so that's what I like to go for. Do keep looking to my left. Obviously I can see odd fish being caught up there as well. So obviously 12's a really good peg. Danny's on peg 9 as well, which can be good. Seems to be catching quite a lot of fish, does Danny, but mainly small ones. But if I can keep going where that I am, I'll be quite happy. Got an hour or so left, so not too much longer, but if I can keep plodding away till end, I'd like to think I'd be doing alright, but we'll see, time will tell. Yeah, with it being over 4 lakes, obviously we don't know what's going on. I can just see about 4 or 5 people up this banking, but it's split across another 3 lakes as well, so unless you speak to people or Tom comes for a walk around, you don't really know what's going on till end. So you're always in with a chance on this lake though. Nice big fish. I reckon we'll catch one more on cameras, and then I'm just going to get my head down and try and get a few fish in net. This lasts we've probably got 40 minutes left or something. 45 minutes. So not too much longer. There we go, that's his bite. This is fish that we wanted. Seems to be going up away, this one. It's probably a roach. Don't mind odd roach when they're nice and big. Obviously I prefer to hide the way a bit more, but there's loads of roach in these lakes, so we'll take whatever it is. They all count. There we go. Lovely fish. Nice big roach. So guys, match is finished and I've had a lovely day's fishing, to be honest. As I thought, a bit hard to start with. Went an hour without catching out, watching them up on 9 and 12 catching, so I was like, oh. Moved over into my open water line and I've had a few big fish, so Been quite nice. I've had massive eyed, skimmers, roach, and then I've had a few to island as well. And I ended up with £18 dead, which is enough to win the match. So hey, finally got round to winning one. So it's only a matter of time and it's finally come. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.